Hey, when those goat creatures crash through the bar on Canto Bight, I wish there was a vision of Obi-Wan Kenobi, because then we'd have the Fathiers, the Spirit, and the Obi Ghost.
Welcome to another episode of the Star Wars Minute. It's the daily podcast where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate The Last Jedi one chaotic minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson from alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
And I am Tony Consiglio from StarWarsMinute.com/TocoTees. That's with two E's.
Welcome back, Tony.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be back.
We are here to talk about minute 69. Minute 69 of The Last Jedi starts off with the Fathiers kicking vehicles around as they run amok.
Good heavens.
And it ends a minute later with the cop telling his friends to ignore the herd, to let the herd go, and to stay with the perps. The perps.
The perps. Cop Talk.
Cop Talk. Welcome to the next episode of Cop Talk.
Cop Talk. Cop Talk.
Yes, Tony, you have a question?
These kind of police, did they have any why didn't they shoot at them? There was no, I assume they would have pew, 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 they would have been shooting, but there was no shooting.
Is it possible that they do not want to injure these valuable Fathiers?
Could be. If they knew
they've done
if
a
they
lot
shot
of
a
damage,
racehorse,
though.
they'd be in trouble.
Yeah. Because don't forget, they're technically still just, well, they were just parking violators, but now I guess they're destruction of property, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Also in that mix, they didn't know which one Casual Retort was, and he's a very, very expensive. He's like the what's it called, the secretariat of goat hounds.
The secretariat.
Do we know which?
Hounds.
We don't know the name of the one they're riding. It could be any one of these that you're showcasing this week.
I didn't see which one was the one that they were riding, but I'm not sure. This is where everybody maybe is shouting at me that they're like, well, obviously it's
Do you want to go ahead and give us today's
Moons over Iego or whatever? I'm like, okay.
They can be hungry.
How in the world would anyone know which one they all look?
Not to the owners. Well, I looked up the other day when I was talking about jockey silks. I ended up Googling, finding, it seems like custom jockey silks are not as expensive as you would think, first of all.
More than capes?
I don't know. I haven't looked up
I forgot to wear my cape. Anyway.
But then also, like, one of the extra things, you could get a matching, I forgot what they're called, but there's a little, like, almost like a domino mask that goes on the horse, or like more of a, like Captain America's thing, where it's got holes for his eyes and then holes for his ears. Not that Captain America has ears on the top of his head, but
his wings on the top of his head.
Yeah. But those are in there too, and that got me thinking. These Fathiers should totally have been wearing like the little face masks and numbers on their backs. You know what I mean? Yeah,
they weren't even wearing them or any kind. Again, they kind of made them as boring looking as possible. Having them wear colorful things would have been more fun.
Right.
Tony, you have a question?
They were still in the stable. They were being.
But I mean, when we saw them racing earlier on, they weren't wearing any.
Oh, that's true.
Any kind of colorful.
They did not. You're right. They weren't wearing anything.
Could be that they were just running them then. That wasn't an actual race. I don't know.
I feel like everyone was cheering. I guess either way.
Well, here's where we get them running through the light bulbs, the string lights.
Yes, the Christmas
and we get a weird,
yes.
We get the weird like POV shot of like them running through it. That they're all coming at you. And there's a handful of things in here that I think are purely. They wouldn't have made the cut if there was no concept of this movie coming out in 3D, because this movie did come out in 3D, and there's a handful of things. We'll come up with another one tomorrow, I guess. There's another one that I'm just like, oh, this is probably just not that special, but they left it in just because it was in 3D.
Did I forget? Did you guys see it in 3 dimensions? Pete, did you see it in 3
I
dimensions?
did once, I think, but
Once. Tony, did you see it in 3D?
I did not.
I don't think I did either.
I remember seeing one of them in 3D, but I don't remember which one. But I mean, I'm not. I feel I'm too old for the 3D stuff, because it hurts. Too much.
Too many dimensions. Back in my day, we were totally satisfied with just 2 dimensions.
It's not enough.
I was worried
today,
that
they need at least 4
coins. I thought coins were going to.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if the coins look. I gotta watch it. I got somewhere over. I actually have the 3D version on Blu-ray right next to me somewhere.
Oh, pop it in.
So,
does it come with glasses?
No. And that's been the thing. I had a TV that had 3D capabilities and it had its own glasses, but now I don't have that, so I can't watch it. But then I just also we're just testing out the Oculus. We got the Oculus, so there's a way to convert it, I think, to watch it on the Oculus, which I think would be great.
Oh wow, nice! I did bring my 3D glasses. Is this in 3D?
Whoa,
it is
coming right at us.
Whoa.
Whoa, I can't. I can't do it.
Too many dimensions.
It reacts with my diabetes.
So one thing I think is interesting is that Finn says our ship's over there straight ahead on the beach is straight ahead. And I'm really impressed, and I'm wondering if this is an early Finn's force powers coming into play, because I can't imagine in the chaos and disruption that he would possibly remember where they parked their car. But there you go.
I don't know. There was nothing else on the beach, so but I mean, I'm sure they saw it because it was.
But I mean, they're not like on the beach. When I come out of a strange subway station, I can't even tell what direction I'm supposed to be go. Like, you know what I mean? You know that feeling when you walk out of a subway station, you start walking a direction.
Of course.
Suddenly you realize that seems to me like very difficult for him to, but force powers, the force.
Could be. I don't know.
Whenever something like that happens, I just say, oh, Wizard did it.
But I do like that. Not that part, but then when they do, that leads to them kind of coming up on it, and it says, like, there it is, and they're going for it, and then it gets blown up. Now they bring out their guns.
Yeah,
they blast it, and they blow up the ship, and they're like, there it is, and they're both like, no, come on, and they're more like disappointed. It's not like
darn it.
Yeah, it's not like a life or death. It's like, oh, come on. It's like, again, like going back to that unreality. It's almost like a video game thing. It's like, oh, I lost a guy or something like that,
Yeah. It is the exact same gag as in The Force Awakens, where they're running and then they're like, oh, there's the Millennium Falcon. And then they're running towards the ship that's not the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
And then it gets blown up, and they're like, "Oh, so it's a similar type of thing."
Well, that was more.
They don't have another ship to run to, I guess.
Right, and that was more. That was a little more dire. That was like,
yeah,
I don't know, but yes, similar.
It would have been. It would have been great if the goat hounds would have trampled the ship, and not even stopped at it. They would have just kept going and smashed it and just ran it over completely.
It didn't get blown up. It's just the Fathiers all just destroyed it, and they're like, no, that's art. That's art. Oh, stop. Oh.
That would have been. I think that would have been cooler because it would have been like their own thing is what wound up destroying it. Like they're not really in control of these creatures that they've unleashed on the city. I like little detail. You can see there's a bunch of parking tickets stuck to the.
I do. I like that a lot.
Tucked to it seems unrealistic to me that it would still be there, but I do like the fact that they have the tickets there. On the thing. So good work, art department.
Wait, I wonder if it's also like booted or something.
I wonder. That would have been funny if they're trying to take off and they're like they couldn't take off because there was some like big heavy thing holding it down.
Neither of you guys drove really in New York, right? Did you ever have a car towed to the?
No.
You never had to go pick up a car from the lot over on the.
I always
parked
when I did park. I parked legally. Never had any trouble with the law. But it sounds like you're about to tell me you had some run-ins.
I've had to go pick up my car from impound a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
Not
once.
You did once?
Well, it wasn't my car; it was my parents' car. And we stopped to go to the movies. This was in Queens, Queens Boulevard, and my father parked in a terrible neighborhood that No, it wasn't on the beach. And they put those things on the tire, and they put a note on the windshield that said, "Go to this building and pay your $50 fine. And while you're paying the fine, we'll remove the thing off your car." And that's what they did. My father cursed. He says, "I can't believe that this Home Alone movie cost me $50 plus whatever it cost us to get into it." It was Home Alone, actually, the first one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That would have been funny if it was the Lost in New York one.
No, it was the first one.
Did your father attempt to drive it with the boot on? Did he say, I can beat this system? Did he Homer Simpson it and try to drive away with the boot on?
He didn't Homer Simpson it, but I watched him literally stand there and like thought he would be able to unlock it and remove it. And I'm like, that's not made for you to take off. You're not going to be able to take them off.
You were all like...
Well, yeah, that's I've had a boot once, I think, but then there's also like where you come out and the car's just gone. And at first you have to be like, oh, I don't like, did somebody steal the car? And then I'm like, who would steal my car? And then it's like, no, it turns out, then you look around and you're like, oh, that sign was confusing and this is not at all a spot. So it happened like, so I don't remember what the movie, I don't think it was a movie. Maybe it was a play that we went to and it was,
on the play.
we came out and we were like, it was like, oh, it was such a nice evening. Like that was great. Like we went and we had a nice relaxing evening and it was fun. We had just gone out. I think maybe we had at least one kid. So it was also like, oh, all right, now we got to go back and relieve the in-laws who were babysitting and then get out and the car's just gone. And it's just like, what? Like, what's going on? And first,
what a nightmare.
I think
that's
this is where we parked because that's the first thing. It's just like, maybe we didn't park here. Was it 29th? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you look around and it's like, oh, that sign says we're not supposed to park here. So then you got to call, you got to go over to if you're in Manhattan, you got to just go over to the west side. If you're in Brooklyn, you got to figure out a way to get to Red Hook without a car.
Oh man, it's in Red Hook if you're in Brooklyn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, when we were in Chicago,
does a pass train go to Red Hook? I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. When my wife and I were in Chicago one time and we rented a car because we were going to some comic book convention or something, and we came out and the car was gone. And we're like, we didn't know if it was stolen or, it was just gone. And it turned out that there was there had been some event going on or something where they literally just moved our car.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, yeah, your car's right there around the corner. And I was like, that's so like, if we didn't, I'm just surprised that they I guess they just tow it around the corner. That's weird to me.
That is strange.
That happened to us at least once in Brooklyn it worked I think we tried to game it once. We tried to do it because it's like, if you park there, then they were going to film something or something like that coming up. So there was for that, they towed all the cars and they towed them and they put them in a place with a little note that basically gives you immunity from opposite side, alternate side street regulations.
Forever?
No, just for like a week because they were like, well, we can't just put it there and then have you get a ticket for it. So you have a week to find your car basically.
Wow.
And so at first we were like, where'd the car go? And then it was like, oh, they put it over there. And then it was like, oh, but it's safe there for a week. We don't have to move it. Like we're free. Like we lucked out. Like,
yeah.
That's New York for you. You're like, oh my goodness, I don't have to move it every day.
But, well, back to Star Wars for 1 second.
Sure.
One thing, and this is continuing the unreality of the situation. The part where the Fathiers run straight up the wall to the top of the cliff.
Oh yeah.
What?
How did they not just fly off those go down?
I think it's a very dangerous message to send to children that you can run up a wall and make it to the top. I think you'd have to be like a parkour master to be able to pull off this trick that they do. Luckily, they don't show it. They kind of just show them go up the wall, and then you see them at the top, like they don't show it from far away of them running up the wall, but
they show some of them kind of like failing and collapsing and like breaking their legs and not able to move, and then the next one climbs on top of them to get up, and then it's just this.
It's like a pile of them. Yeah, it's worth it just so that
like World War Z, of zombies all on top of each other.
What's a pile? What is a group of Fathiers called? Do we have a name for that?
Fanthier.
No, you know, like a herd of cattle.
Right. You probably want it to be. You want it to be like a alliterative thing, right? So it'd be like a phantom of Fathiers or something like that.
Ooh, a phantom. I like that. A fathom of Fathiers.
A fathom of Fathiers.
The Fathier menace. A menace of Fathiers.
A menace, perfect.
Yeah.
But I don't. It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it has a note as to what a group of them are called in here. On the Wikipedia page.
Give us a call.
That I can
tell us what you think it should be. Well, come on, we got to put some effort into it. Let's come up with a group of.
I don't think we're going to get better than Fathom of Fathiers.
Yeah. A rose of Fathiers? Maybe they change it in honor of her.
Rose.
Well, she would name it a page of Fathiers. She would name it in honor of her sister.
Yeah. Where they're going, they don't need Rose.
Oh. You mean the Rise of Skywalker?
It's true. Sadly. Anything else for minute number 69?
We said the light bulbs. I don't like the light bulbs. The extended version again, it comes back because there's a whole extra thing. It's worth checking out, I think, at least once.
Did you give us another name?
Oh, yeah. Today's Fathier report.
Yes.
Oh, can I guess at a name?
Oh, please do, yes.
I'm gonna say Chipwich Hopscotch. That's too complicated.
I'm gonna go Treadwell's Joy.
Oh.
It's not as specific. It's still kind of spacey, but not specific. This one is called Solar Promenade.
Solar Promenade?
Oh.
Solar Promenade.
I bought tickets to that once. Very nice. The chairs were kind of lounging back. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Also, those Quebec acrobats, right? They do all contortions and
Quebec acrobats.
Quebec. Well, I can't say that. Quebec acrobats.
It's the political party. Quebecocrats. Well, all right, then. I guess we'll wrap up minute 69. Here's a plug we haven't done yet. In addition to StarWarsMinute.com/Toko tees, you can take off the tees, StarWarsMinutes.com/Toko, and that'll take you to Tony's books on Amazon. Tony, world-renowned cartoonist, has some books for sale on Amazon.
Yes. I have books on there. I have all kinds of stuff. T-shirts, socks, all kinds of stuff. Is this on Amazon?
You don't have T-shirts.
Are you talking about Amazon?
I mean, they do sell those things.
Well, Amazon does. I don't have that. While you're there, you can buy that stuff there. While you're there, you can buy Pampers and my book. I mean, it's very convenient.
But check out your Double Cross collection and other fine things.
There's I forgot the name of the book, but there's all kinds of books there.
I forgot the names of all your books.
I forgot the names of my books.
More or less.
Can you buy a phone book on Amazon? Like if you wanted to buy like the Yellow Pages, could you buy one on Amazon?
You'll ask, we'll answer.
I'm sure eBay
deliver those to your house anymore.
Like, is there a Yellow Pages collector's market? Where I get a message from somebody.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the sick people involved in collecting books from around the world?
Oh, now we're definitely going to get messages that you're making fun of them.
But I mean,
I imagine the only people that collect phone books are strongmen. The strongmen need them because they have to rip them in half.
Yeah. There's a collector, a phone book collector who lives with a strongman, and it's always just like, no.
Oh yeah.
No.
They're part of a symbiote circle. Like, surely they realize that. Well, all right then. We will wrap up Fathier Week tomorrow on another Star Wars Minute.
Star Wars Minute.